So I got invited to this $100,000 antique collection, and he sells this stuff. Look, here's a Manchu warrior of the Qing dynasty in China, and I'm so excited because these are all stuff from history. Look at this. You got horses riding with the Manchu arrows. These are my ancestors. Chat, this is my ancestors. Look at them. With the big bows. Riding with the Manchu arrows. These are my ancestors. Chat, this is my ancestors. Look at them. With the big bows. What is that? Chat, is that a sword? That's crazy. Oh, that's a Manchu bow. That's so sick. Chat, that Manchu bow. It looks ancient. It looks so thick. That must be like 100 pounds to pull it. Wow. Oh my god, all these swords. This is so crazy, chat. Oh wow. Oh wow, I've seen this on his website. This is like, you put your hand through that and then it's like cuts them both ways. So epic. Look at that. That's Manchu. The music, I hope I don't get demonetized by the music. And we have some... They're just a random sword laying here, without any protection or anything. Just chilling there. Hello! Got some friends. Here we have some rapiers. I swear I'm gonna name so many things wrong. Wow. I'm mainly interested in the bows. Ooh, look at that. Just grab it like that and it looks so Arabic. Wow. Wow. Is that a chakram? I think that's a throw. There's a huge
I don't know if you saw my message, but I brought a lot of water.
Thank you so much. You can think. Fascinating. No think. Fascinating. And those crosses. Like no limit. Which one would you get? That is epic. That is epic. Stefan. That's so crazy. Oh my god, you have knights and everything. That's crazy. I swear if I trip and hit something, I'm gonna be mad forever. Wow, that is epic. Oh, that's another Manchu bow. That is so beautiful. Stefan, which one is your favorite so far?
It's hard to decide.
Yeah?
Probably
You are also a student of history. You love history.
Yeah, of course. Probably something that he'll bring right now. That would probably be my.
Something hidden away.
Yeah, that would probably be my.
Wow. Just. And we have this.
Can I get you anything to drink?
No, I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm good. Thank you so much.
Easy.
Yes. I'm a very simple person. And this. What period of time do you think this is from? French?
No, this is from what I remember. It's Indian, I think, or something like that.
Really? They had chainmails like this in India?
I think so.
Oh, that
but
is
I'm not-
Arabic, no?
Yeah, I'm not maybe Mughal or something. I don't remember. I think he told me, but not recently. He told me about it.
Look at this. That sword. you just grab it like the handle, and it's like you just stab. This is like a museum that you can touch stuff, but you shouldn't touch stuff because you don't want to touch stuff.
What piece do you like?
Wow. Look at this. Oh, these are like grabbing stuff, like Assassin's Creed, literally. Oh, that's a katana. That is a beautiful katana. Which one's your favorite so far?
Well, I haven't seen them all, but
That's a Manchu quiver, no? Yeah. That's a Qing Dynasty Manchurian quiver. It's so Qing Dynasty Manchurian quiver. It's so the light is so bad. The details are insane.
Yeah, also they have a way of doing it.
That's crazy. Wow. Sunny, have you been here before?
no, it's first time.
Wow. Yeah,
Much more than when
that's amazing. You can come here and buy stuff often then.
Yes, I think you put it in the fridge. Wow.
This is like a Japanese musket, I think. It looks very like the thing they used in The Last Samurai. Although that's probably not historically accurate. This is incredible. And this is a painting, although I don't know by whom or why it's special. It looks cool though. Wow.
But not so secret anymore, secret room.
Yeah? Peter, how do you deal with sunlight and potential damages on products?
Yeah, so I have a special foil on the windows.
Ah.
It filters out 99% of the UV. And then also most of my really sensitive stuff like this painting is here.
Yeah.
And I only light it just a small part of the day. Like when I have visitors it's on, but otherwise it's off.
I see.
And the light is also a special art light that also has very low UV levels.
Interesting. Wow.
What's the story of this?
Yeah, that's a great story. It's one of my favorite pieces, even though it's not a sword. But it's very strongly related to the sword. You might see in the brush strokes that this guy could handle the sword. This is by Miyamoto Musashi.
No way!
Yeah.
He painted?
Yeah.
That's Miyamoto Musashi.
Yes. So he won 62 duels on life and death, and then retired and painted some birds.
Oh wow!
And this is the longest streak of wins in Japan, and it's a sword-obsessed culture. The longest before him was 13. So it's quite good.
Wait, you saying he painted it before he was 13?
No, so he won 62 duels,
Oh.
and these would be, not everybody died, but you could expect to die in a duel like that. It was allowed to kill the other guy. And at some point, when he was 29, there was one guy he thought was the only one that could ever beat him in Japan, Sasaki Kojiro. And he killed him when he was 29, and then he had this moment of reflection, like now I've beat everybody. And he started to be into Zen Buddhism and art. And we expect that he had a bit of regret as well, because he had a lot of respect for this rival.
That guy was the samurai that he actually beat using he let him wait and use the sun.
Yeah, he was always very psychological with how he approached the fight, because Sasaki was a proud samurai, so he showed up late without a sword to break his composure. And then he's like, oh, let me make a sword of this oar of my boat while the guy is waiting. So the guy was furious, and then he killed him with the oar. And for a very long time in his life, he didn't have the money for a real sword, so he always had a stick. But he said, if you're good enough, it doesn't matter what you hit with a stick or a sword. So
I thought part of the reason he did that was because the stick or the oar was longer than the other guy's
yeah, that's
sword.
also a theory, because he had a really long sword, Sasaki.
Yeah,
No dashi.
So how much does this one go for?
I don't know, because there's never been one on the private market as far as I could see. So, what's it worth? I don't know.
Some Japanese will much pay.
Yeah, so I'm gonna do a lot of research because I'm gonna expect a lot of difficult questions when I put it on the market.
Well, actually, based on some of the stories you've said, auctioning is the way to go.
Yeah, it might be.
Nowadays,
Yeah.
with the rich getting...
Miyamoto Musashi, legendary samurai warrior.
Rather than let them buy more assets, let them collect debt, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what's this one about?
This is Tsuba, but for an Ainu sword. Yeah. I should still put it together to do a part of transport. And they follow the 16th century
Has a
Japanese
secret room here.
fashion, but they held on to it much longer than the Japanese did. You often see this in outback regions that they're behind in fashion.
Is it like a supposed to be a symbol?
What is that?
It's a chrysanthemum.
Stuff hidden away.
Yeah, it's the symbol for the imperial house.
That seems kind of odd.
Yeah. So the thing was that you had Hideyoshi, who was a farmer, who became the right-hand man of Oda Nobunaga, and then he became the guy. And he was always a little bit uneasy with his non-noble background. So at some point he forced the emperor to make him imperial regent. So then his men started to wear this as a sign like we're now on the emperor's side. And then they went north for the expeditions to Korea. And then local people saw this like, oh, that's cool, we need to replicate it. So they probably didn't even know it was an imperial symbol. And it's funny because you see them also a lot in Southeast Asia. When they have a Japanese style sword, it's often chrysanthemum shape. Like this is quite stylized. Because when Hideyoshi's troops started to lose to Ieyasu, those were the guys that had the most reason to flee Japan. So they were the ones that settled in Vietnam. So you see this in any outback region, you see the chrysanthemums as a leftover of these Hideyoshi's troops.
Is that imperial
Yeah, it looks like it, but I'm doubtful. So a client of mine bought it and said, can you sell it for me? I'm like, oh, I can try, but now I have it in my hands. I'm like, I don't know how old these fittings are. The handle is certainly old, but I've had a real one made for a print, so it was a lot finer than this.
Yeah, it looks quite big.
Yeah, it's a bit bulky. So,
I got one.
oh yeah, oh great.
Yeah,
Seeing
good to
you.
see you. Thanks for having me over.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Happy birthday. Early
Thank you.
birthday.
Yeah, you're always welcome here if
Thank
you're
you.
ever around.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I'll see you online
Yeah,
with late night discussions.
They're saying
on
goodbye.
provenance and-
yeah, yeah,
Wow,
definitely.
this is magnificent.
Yeah, see you tonight.
Take care, dude.
See you in a few weeks.
Take care.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, see you in the US.
You're going to Cap US too?
I-
Wow, you're very free. You can go everywhere.
I managed to this year. Oh, it's very hard to.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Peter, I noticed when you touch your stuff, you don't wear gloves. You just touch with your hands. Is there any specific reason for why you don't really? Oh.
Yeah, normally it's just a secret room. Yeah, so in a museum they usually have a policy that is for all the items. And they usually have something stupid like latex gloves or cotton gloves.
Yeah.
But for a lot of stuff it's actually not good. So this is thin gold foil on iron. And if there's a little bit loose and you wear gloves, you don't notice that you're pulling it off. And also on the bow, the birchbark, it's easily damaged when you wear gloves.
Uh-huh. But the sweat and the stuff doesn't.
Yeah, it depends on the object. So
What is this?
This is a kata. So you do it like this and
Yeah,
you
let me-
punch someone.
Let me not stand in front of it.
And so a blade in polish, if you touch it and you don't do anything, it will burn into the blade. So a blade that looks shiny, I don't touch.
So that's why you put on your sleeves.
Yeah, sometimes like this.
Yeah.
Or I touch it and then clean it immediately. This blade is quite corroded. The corrosion is actually a protective layer, so this blade would not go any further if I touch it. This as well. This is just safe, basically, to touch.
Huh.
And yeah, so the private trade has a different way of handling stuff because also I'm one guy with 300 to 400 items. Museum is 6 guys with 1 million items. So if they leave a fingerprint, they might not see the object for 80 years. And for me, I check everything regularly. So there's a lot more intense conservation going on here than in any museum. So that's why museums usually have very strict protocols for that. I've had bows, they were presented to the Met in 1936, and I could finally see them a few years ago. One of them was completely disintegrated because they wrapped it with an insect cocoon there, and the insects just ate the whole thing.
Oh my.
And it would never happen with me because I'll notice. This is, if you like bows, this is one of the best martial bows in existence.
From what period is this from?
Late 18th century.
No,
Qing Imperial.
Qing Imperial.
Yeah.
So this is either late Qianlong or early Jiaqing Imperial workshops.
Wow, it's beautiful.
And what's your guess? Do you think this was used in battle? Or hunting?
They didn't really do battles. I think hunting and archery. Yeah, the last emperor to go into battle was Kangxi. And he was a very frugal man. He never had a decoration like this. It was just...
The black one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just black.
This
like-
looks like ray skin. you
Yeah,
think?
it is. Yeah, it's stingray
Ray
skin.
skin up here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Antler maybe?
Yeah.
And then what kind of... Oh, it's horn.
Yeah. Buffalo horn.
Wow.
They didn't use fiberglass.
No?
Spectacular.
It's like
Cork.
pork, right?
Yeah, around.
Whoa, that's cool.
And this horn is very prized horn. It goes from black to amber translucent.
Wow, yes, a little bit of translucency.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried stringing it?
No. No, the chance that this breaks is very high.
Yeah.
90%, because
Yes.
over time all the materials lose their moist content and it becomes more brittle.
Yeah.
So the arms have never been so strong and the ears have never been so weak as they are today. So the combination usually makes it break here. I know a couple of Chinese guys that strung old ones and it just snapped without warning. So if I break this, this is about a 60,000 euro bow. So.
60,000.
Plus, I'd be the asshole that destroys it after 260 years. So
Yes.
Yeah,
I want to be
yeah.
that guy.
Yeah.
The emperor,
How
this
did
guy,
you manage
this
to
guy,
get your
emperor.
hands on this Manchukuo?
Yeah, so there's a whole ecosystem of people that are looking at all the antique markets, and then they sell it to a dealer they know. And I check all the dealers. So the higher you get, the better quality, but also the price is higher. And this was a mid-range dealer who had it on his website for 2,000. He thought it's a pretty good bow, but he didn't know what it was. And I was like,
I see.
and
2,000.
yeah,
He had it on for 2,000.
yeah. And I knew that this is Qianlong's own design. It's a baogong, like a precious bow. And
Baogong?
and there's paintings.
It's Qianlong's?
Yeah,
This bow is Qianlong's?
either Qianlong or Jiaqing.
Oh.
Yeah, one of the two.
The emperors.
Yeah. So Qianlong started with this design in 1748. And there's paintings by Giuseppe Castiglione where he has it in his bow case.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes when you meet the dealer and he doesn't know what it is,
Yeah.
that's when you can grab something.
Yeah. And I've also had it the other way around, that I had something and there's this dealer who's also always really difficult on the price. He would offer half and we really, at some point I said, how much is this? Yeah, 6,000. Okay, I'll take it. And he walked away smiling and I'm like, he knew something that I didn't.
Oh!
So sometimes it happens the other way around, but it's the game you're playing. You try to do all the homework you can and we all get lucky sometimes.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So
So you're in a constant treasure hunt, right?
Yeah,
That's your life, I guess.
yeah. And
It's amazing.
it's really nice because you never know what turns up. Like, I get offered fake armors like almost every month.
All the time.
Yeah, and then there's this family in England with a typical story like, yeah, our grandfather took a Chinese armor from China, here it is. And I'm like, oh, one of those bullshit stories. And like, click. Okay, I'm gonna take the plane now. It was a full set in perfect condition, always been stored in a box outside of the UV light. Because the UV from the sun destroys the fabric.
Everything, yes.
Yeah. And this was dark purple, almost as new. And the funny thing is they took it to a local auction house and they said, oh, it's worthless, because they thought it was fake because of the condition. But there's a certain type of way they did the etching that you only see on the old ones. I also don't make pictures of it for my website because the fakers follow the site and then they know. But there's a couple of things on these armors that I can look at, like, oh, this is really the thing. So you have this small edging of silver and different types of blue, and it's handmade, so the pattern repeats itself, but the stitches are never the same. And in the modern ones, it's repetitive because it's a machine that does it.
Do you have this?
Hmm?
Do you have it?
I sold it.
You sold it?
Yeah, I don't have anything like that at the moment.
Was it plated or is this?
No, it's ceremonial. Really late 19th century. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, everything here is real deal. Super cool.
So this is my.
Nice to see you, man. Bye now.
Yeah. Yeah, this is his dad. Does anybody know Masamune?
Masamune.
Yeah. He's Japan's best swordsman. So we lived around 700 years ago. And his swords are the most prized, and a lot of shoguns had his swords. This one is made by his dad. So this is the.
Is this the original?
Yeah. Well, this is all new. So
Okay, okay.
these old swords, they always come in the shirasaya, which is like a blank scabbard, they call it. And it's replaced about every century or so, because things shrink, they deform, and they get dirty. So they don't want this precious sword to be damaged. And these fittings, if you pull out a pin, you can replace everything. So a samurai had many sets, and in the late 19th century, when the Met started to buy from Japan, they said some families had more sets per sword than there's days in a year. So that's why in the Japanese mind, none of this has anything to do with this. It's like when you look at a Rembrandt painting, you're not going to judge it by the frame.
Yeah.
It's just the frame it happens to have now by the previous owner, but it doesn't have anything to do with Rembrandt.
Yeah.
You may not even like the frame.
Yeah.
So this is the masterwork without the frame. So these big masterworks are usually seen completely without the fittings because it would only distract from the beauty of the blade. Back in the day, it would have had many different types of mountings.
Wow. 700-year-old, you said?
Yeah.
No way, that is so fresh.
This is by one of the great social masters.
So what would one of these go by?
This is 240,000.
240,000.
Yeah.
Hmm.
This is by far my most expensive sword.
And so what makes it still be in this kind of pristine condition?
Yeah, this was one of the best smiths in Japan of all time. So this thing was terribly expensive from the moment it left the shop. It's a bit like a limited edition Ferrari. They're not gonna. It could race, but they're not gonna take it out on the track.
Yeah.
And same with this one. So it has always been cared for. It's never been rusted and then polished again. So for 700 years, people have been taking care of it as a prized possession. The last guy to own it that we know has his name inscribed in the thing, the Nakago. This is Hayami Sakon.
Hayami Sakon.
Yeah. He was a samurai that lived in the late 16th, early 17th century. He died in 1642, I think. At the moment he died, his sword was about a quarter of his net worth, and he was a rich man. Crazy, right?
How did you come by this sword?
A big collector he had a house in London, and he has about 20 swords of this kind of level, and he wanted to sell one, so I visited him and went through the swords, and I was like, oh, this
Too bad
is
they
it.
made it too small.
Yeah.
Cut the piece off at the bottom.
Originally it was
Yeah.
probably a bit longer. Yeah.
You wouldn't have had
And
it.
it's still sharp?
Yeah, it's very sharp. Yeah.
Wow.
And it has this frosty kind of. They all have a hammer, but here you can see the whole thing is grey, and in the light it's a little bit like snow, like frost. And a normal Japanese sword would have a bright line and then dark again. And there's only about 6 smiths that can make the whole of the hammer so bright and shiny, and one of them was Yukimitsu.
Yokimitsu.
Yeah.
Even deze would cost you wasn't meant to use.
This is the name of the smith. The samurai was a local governor, and he was both judge and punisher. So if he would give the death sentence, he also has to carry it out.
Ah, like Game of Thrones.
Yeah, but not with the sword. I think this was just a prize. He would always have the pure side.
Wow.
Yeah, this is as close as I can get to
700 years.
Looks like it was built yesterday.
700 years. 700 years. Wow. 100 years. Wow.
Do you know the story of that little bird there?
I don't know.
That's also a big name, as big as this guy. So he was a swords fighter.
This one.
Yeah, so he fought 62 battles on life and death and won them all. And
Who is he?
Miyamoto Musashi.
Miyamoto Musashi.
And then he wrote the Book of Five Rings, which is still a classic, just like the Art of War. And he painted some birds, about 30 of them are left. And this is one of them. And this is a very fast bird, so when they make this turn, you can almost not see what they're doing. So this is 1630s, I think. To, in an age before photography, have a mental image of a bird making this corner is quite something. And this is the perception you expect from a swordsman, right?
Oh yeah.
That he could see these kind of little movements and anticipate.
And to paint it perfectly.
And the strokes are also almost like sword cuts. This, you have to do it in a single speed and one motion. It's really hard to do.
Capture the frame with your eye just and depict it right away.
Yeah.
A few brush strokes.
Yeah.
Amazing.
When you sell something like this, would you sell to anyone? Or would you have like strict criteria for who you would even consider selling this to, so that they would honor this blade properly? And
Yeah, that's always difficult for me, because I would love to work like that,
yeah,
but sometimes I just need money.
yeah, the
Yeah,
bill's coming up.
Because this is a lot more than I pay myself in a year.
Yeah.
So, and this would really help with my mortgage. It would get the cost down considerably. So
Yeah.
when I get more people interested at the same time, I tend to choose the right person.
Yeah.
But if my bills are piling up and I really need to let something go, then it has to go. But with a sword like this, I am trying to be quite picky. So sometimes there's a guy who doesn't really know much about swords but has a lot of money. And when they're interested, I try to steer them away, like, well, maybe this is more interesting because it's more complete. And
Yeah.
get them to look at something else.
Still get something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
I
I
think-
want this to be not handled well and then it
Yeah.
damages because I sold it to the wrong person. So that's
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think they would be just as happy with some other
Yeah.
sword, because
Yeah.
they don't know.
Yeah.
So how much would you say the cost of everything here is combined, roughly?
Too much according to my accountant.
Uh-huh.
I think the purchase value of my stock is a little bit more than $1 million. That's what I bought it for. And it's always a question, how much more is it worth? So some pieces that I've had, I had to sell at a loss eventually. And my stock is now accumulating a lot of these bad pieces that didn't sell over the years. So yes, I did pay a lot for it, but if I would throw them all on auction, would I get that? I don't know. But yeah, you only have to be right a couple of times a year. So for example, this thing is a really good buy that will pay my mortgage for a few months if I sell it. So yeah, this is South India, 16th century.
You always get them. It's just your favorite weapon.
Yeah, this is one of only 4 with all the gold intact in the world.
In the world,
Yeah,
the
What
gold
is it?
intact.
it's a kata. The same as the other one, but then with a shield to protect your hand.
Can you spell that? K?
Katar. Kata.
Kata.
Yeah. Wow. You use it like this.
Wow.
Now what's notable about this is the blade, the precision of these little lines. You probably also appreciate
Yeah, you can
the
always see.
geometry.
Yeah.
So all of them are slightly hollow ground, but they also differ from wide to narrow. And if you hollow ground something, you need a stone in that shape. But if the hollow ground is changing in width, you need to have a lot of different stones for every section of it, which is really crazy. And then these ribs are very, very narrow ribs.
When it was used, with this period,
This is mid 16th century, so 1550 to 1600. And they usually had 2 of these, one on each hand.
Oh.
Wow.
It's a pair.
Yeah, and this would prevent a blade from getting into your hand. And at this point, this was a primary weapon, so you just enter the battlefield with this. And at some point it became a secondary weapon because they adopted the sabers from the Muslims they were facing. So they adopted these as a primary weapon. And then the kata became a secondary weapon. And a secondary weapon you need to be able to grab quick. And with this you cannot. So they got rid of the shield.
Oh, no wonder.
And then it became like that.
And then it became like that.
Yeah.
Ah.
No, it's a new one.
There's a new one.
Yeah.
Wow, 700-year-old katana. That is some crazy stuff.
Well, he had several already in the past that I've seen.
This is the only one with so much gold still there.
Chad, this is an incredible experience. You can't find this in a museum. Like, you can't.
This is also one of my favorites. No gold whatsoever. This is a very effective wrestling guide because if you have just a normal knife and you need to wrestle, you need to drop the knife to grab the guy. And in South India, they're like, I'm not going to drop my knife to grab the guy. I'm just going to grab the guy. And then
Still there.
yeah. And what's interesting, it has this, so you have more reach to the stab, and pressure adds up in the cut. So it's a super efficient design. And this, it looks like it's just like a piece of art, but this really helps settle, so there's no friction this way, so it really involves part of your hand. And if someone hits your hand, even if you lose strength momentarily, you're very unlikely to lose your dagger. So it's a very efficient design. This is around the same period as that one.
What is this weapon?
This is, they call it the kappa in the north.
Kappa.
Yeah, and there's also a name Chillingham, which appears in a book from the 1880s, and nobody knows how it appeared there. It's the guy who did a lot of research in Indian arms. And Chillingham in the Hindu dictionaries means to peel, like peeling an apple.
Wow.
And sometimes these ethnographers, they would travel and would ask, what is this? And then they would interpret it as, what are you using it for? So maybe he said like, oh, it's for peeling or something. So I think it's something with lost in translation because there's no Indian text where it's called a Chillingham. But this is how collectors know it. Chillingham, yeah. But in the north it was kappa.
I think the Indian weapons are quite interesting.
Yeah, they have the most diversity in daggers of all weapons. So it's crazy.
Do you?
Like those,
Sorry?
yeah, they're really interesting.
Hold
The
it.
Indian.
It's really security grip.
Somebody's trying to beg for money.
I'll take a photo of you.
Wow.
Put down that.
Peter, do you ever
You look good. Wow, you look good.
Peter, do you ever create
But
replicas
you shouldn't be
like
smiling. You should be angry.
exact replicas of your items? And then try to use it yourself on apples or watermelons just to try to get a sense of how it could be used, what force, what effective ways to be used.
Got it.
Yeah, I used to do it quite a bit.
It's
I
too
do
big-
test
too
cutting
big
with
for me.
good replicas of Qing swords, but
Yeah.
now I'm too occupied with historical research. So I don't do it as much anymore.
You stand there too.
That's also why I picked up archery, because I already had the old bows and arrows and I just wanted to
I
know,
don't know how to.
why is it so big? You know,
Yeah.
how does it work?
Yeah.
Why is it so different from all the other stuff?
Yeah.
And at that point in time, people thought like, yeah, it's not an efficient bow. It's too big, and it's just a stupid bow. And I'm like, well, if you see the results of the Qing,
Yeah.
the results were good, and they didn't switch to any other
It
weapon.
wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there must have been something in this bow. And
Yeah.
well, the funny thing was, there was this guy, Sexton Pope, that had an old mansion
big
bow.
I read that article.
I
Yeah,
thought it's too big for
And
me.
he used a very light arrow.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, it doesn't shoot better than the Turkish bow, so it's a rubbish bow. And
Yeah.
a lot of people just took that like, oh yeah, he tested it. It's not
But it's
good.
really-
Of course, if he tested it with a small flight arrow,
Stays
Yeah.
in your
Not
hand.
gonna do
the,
anything.
not the point.
yeah,
And
it's up the stairs and then to the left.
he probably drew it to 27, 28
Yeah, I guess.
Middle Eastern draw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And he expected a lot of it because it was so bulky.
Yeah.
And from the looks of it, it may have even been a strength bow as well. It wasn't even.
Ah,
50,
yeah. Military tests.
Yeah,
Yeah.
feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A colleague dealer of mine had it in Paris, and I said, "Oh, if I sell," we both had a pop-up store in Paris at an art event, and I'm like, "If I sell well this week, I'm going to buy it from you." And then at some point, halfway through the week, he called me. There's a really annoying guy in my shop, and he's offering really low ball amounts. If you are a little bit above him, it's yours because I want to teach him a lesson. So I'm like, sure, where are we at? Okay, I'll buy it. So it's always funny. But some people, they're rich, and no matter what you say, they want less. But, and we're like, it's a good thing for a good price, and I might never see one in my life anymore. So
Yeah.
like, this is the price. Yeah, I want 20% reduction. Why? Like, you don't even know what it's worth, and now you want reduction just because.
Just because he's used to bargaining.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny how it goes sometimes.
So you must give them a 20% above price.
That was-
Start from there.
Yeah, with some people I just start high because I know they're gonna do this.
Yeah.
From their attitude, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds to me like a lot of what you do is also a lesson in sales about it's a people thing.
Yeah.
It's people and the negotiation and who you like and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, White Lotus.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that.
Yeah, I love the soundtrack of that. It really made the series.
The whole series is
Yeah.
madness. It's
It's
crazy.
fantastic. I love that the guy in the first one with the mustache. So good.
The owner, the manager. He's mad.
Yeah.
Is it insert the blade or is it one piece?
Usually these are they're tanked construction, and this is a beanie, but they made it look nice.
Is this for the holding the skeleton? Or
It's a bit odd because
Same here.
normally they just have this,
I'm so happy.
and this
You
is
told me
very
about
much
this when I
like
came.
the guard of
I'm
Persian
so happy.
sword.
I almost didn't come. I almost didn't come.
Huh?
You want to say hi to stream?
Yeah, yeah. So normally they don't have this. So yeah, it's a bit of a.
Yeah, she was like, they're gonna go to Peter's place and look at armory. And I was like,
And then I invited.
But this one is your private
Yes.
collection or is
so
it
I'm very grateful, very grateful.
I am selling it, but I'm
Very
asking
good.
too much for it. So it's either it sells and I can still smile, or it doesn't sell.
Okay.
So I'm totally fine with it not selling.
What are you asking for at the moment?
16,000.
16,000.
What about this shield?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it belongs on the wall actually, but it might go to a
Looks
museum.
like Ottoman Mona Lisa in the middle.
Yeah, it's Persian. Persian
Oh.
thing.
Version.
Yeah. And
Farsi? Is it Farsi or Arabic?
yeah, Farsi.
Ah.
Yeah, and so it's just steel, but nicely painted. And there's only a few of them, and we don't really know for what occasion they were made.
Not for battle.
Yeah, all of their shields were nice. So also for battle.
Really?
Yeah, they were. Most of these warrior cultures were quite proud, and they wanted to die at their best. So
Yeah.
they wouldn't dress down because it was gonna get rough. They would dress up and like, this is who I am.
That's
Interesting.
interesting, right?
Yeah.
You don't dress down because you're going to die.
Yeah,
You're going to dress up
yeah,
for glorious moment.
yeah. Because at some point there was an Ottoman battle.
Very gentle.
Siege of Vienna, and 80,000 Ottomans had to flee because the Habsburgs were whooping their ass. And if you look at the spoils of the battlefield, it had the most sumptuous swords, fine shields with silk. Everything was top notch, like parade grade. So, yeah, they really dressed up in the best way for this battle. They didn't really use something cheap. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I guess they thought there's only two outcomes: either I die and it doesn't matter,
Yep.
or I come back and I can order something new.
Mhm.
So, yeah, because a lot of these people they had quite some money to get their equipment. The Qing upper class had 20 kilos of silver a month to buy and maintain their equipment. In a time that silver was a lot more expensive than
20
today.
kilos of silver.
Yeah,
It's a lot.
yeah, that's a lot, and that was apart from their normal wage.
Wait.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, so they could afford some stuff.
Do the
This
museums give a fair price to you? Or
Yeah, so they don't bargain, but the process is long. So if I
A
have a
lot
private,
of approvals?
yeah, so if I have a private collector, it's like, oh, I like it, I'll transfer the money today.
Yeah.
And the museum, like, yeah, can you sign this and sign that? You have
Yes.
a provenance report and blah blah blah, and then it takes
Yeah.
4 to 6 months usually
Yeah.
to get your money. So,
So,
it's
so they want reports. They want
Proof.
maybe proof or evaluation. They want all that.
sometimes. So it really depends. So the Met, for example, they were quite expert, so they know what they're looking at, and they just say yes or no. But there's also some museums with some junior staff, and they want other people to look at it to get some second opinions on is it really what he things in this.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Yeah,
go.
the role of curator used to be somebody who really studied deeply,
Yeah.
and now they're more like project managers. So
Oh.
curatorial skill is getting less and less. And
Oh.
the real knowledge is now with the seasoned collectors and the dealers, which is interesting development.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about diversifying your risk and putting like 1/3 of your collection here, 1/3 of your collection here, here in case of fires or earthquakes or stuff like that?
No, I like to live with this stuff. Yeah. I had a storage in town for a while, but then something's there, you almost forget about it.
Yeah.
I just want to, in the morning, when I just woke up, I want to grab one of my best pieces and get inspired and then
Yeah.
write something. So,
Wow.
but I have a lot of sensors in the house when temperatures shift.
Mhm.
And there's a thing, even if I'm not there, they call the fire department or the police.
Okay.
So it's quite well, the security is very good.
Oh.
Amazing.
All kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
that's such a
Looking at
yeah. That's what you would do, right? Security,
Yes.
climate control.
Yes. Yes. Gotta make sure to play meditation music so the pieces are calm and at ease.
Yeah, sometimes people ask me, like, do you ever have nightmares or weird things happen in the house? No, I sleep like a baby. I think
Ah.
if there's any spirits here, they're more occupied with each other than with me.
Yeah. Yeah, you just put the Qing piece next to the Ming piece and have them fight it.
Going down in the middle of the night and like warriors from different cultures like drinking coffee. And like, do you remember that time?
Especially these. If there's anything that is cursed, it should be these swords.
The specific sword.
Yeah, these are Dayak headhunting swords.
What
So-
sword?
Headhunters.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you're a Dayak headhunter and you saw a nice little lady you wanted to marry, you had to come home with a severed head to prove you're a man.
Oh.
And then when you get a baby, you need to bless the baby with another severed head. And then when you have a house, you need to bless your house with a severed head. So in the culture, if you were a nice family man, you murdered.
You
3, 4
murder.
people. Yeah. And it's interesting, there was this Dutch ethnographer who spent 3 times 8 months with him. And he was the first actually to make it out alive, to really cross the island and not be killed. And he wrote about them with a lot of compassion. He said, these were some of the most friendly people I've ever come across in my travels, and he's been all over the world. And I feel sorry for them that they're locked into this religion, because they thought if they didn't do it, something really bad would happen to the entire tribe. But none of them really wanted to murder people. They were like, these little boys were like shaking and like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
But it was just, this is their thing. And if they didn't do it and something would happen, then they would get the blame, of course.
So where do they find these people to murder?
It was always intertribal warfare. So they would go on a
intertribal.
raid to another tribe. And then there was always, of course...
It's like rival gang.
yeah, like
They
that.
would come and visit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can see from the artwork the unrest they had in their minds. It's not Zen or Scandinavian or something. It's like all these blood-sucking worms and things and jaws and bones, and their worldview was fairly dark.
Oh.
Fascinating.
And I am almost 100% sure that Giger had some Dayak art, because it is so much like some of his stuff.
Dayak. D-Y-A-K?
Yeah. D-A-Y-A-K.
D-A-Y-A-K?
And the guy I just talked about, the ethnographer, it's Nieuwenhuis. And that one belonged to him. The one that's there. It's in the book. So this is from that expedition. And he came out alive, to everybody's surprise, and then wrote these 2 books, which are the best books about the culture ever written. And this case and this sword are from the expedition. So the one on the right in the book is this exact sword. So this is, for this culture, this is like the Holy Grail, because everybody who studies the culture knows the book and knows about the story.
Wow.
Yeah. So he went unarmed into the territory, and the last guy to do it...
And he came back out with a sword.
yeah, so the last guy to do it had a retinue of 300 men. They killed all except one to tell the story, because they wanted to be feared. They didn't want any intervention of foreign powers. So this one guy came out and told, like, yeah, they beheaded all of them. And then for 80 years nobody set foot in this area. And then Nieuwenhuis went on an expedition, and somewhere around a quarter on the way they got into trouble, and people said it's going to be really dangerous now, so you better go back. And then half his retinue went back, and he stayed to learn 2 local languages, and he kept talking to them. And at some point he became friends with one of the Dayak leaders who gave him free passage if only he would drop all his weapons. So he went unarmed into Dayak headhunting territory and came out on the other side. Yeah, very interesting. The book is like a Tintin adventure.
Wow.
Yeah, like at some point he got a spear thrown at him, almost killed him. He's like, yeah, I understand, because he didn't know I had an appointment with his chief. Like, he's always so relaxed about stuff, almost getting killed. Like, no, it's understandable, you know. And what helped him, he was a medical doctor as well, with several wars. So he was very good at treating injuries and stuff. And I think they saw him as a bit of a magician, like he could cure stuff that they couldn't cure. A medical doctor as well, which he couldn't cure. And I think that's a very interesting thing was at some point an American guy stayed with Dayak. This was later when the headhunting was almost at its end. And he asked, so murder isn't a crime in your culture? No, that's true. But we don't take it lightly. So we don't kill the most popular guy in the village because everybody will hate us for it. So we choose our targets. But then what is the biggest crime a Dayak can do? They said, well, not sharing what you have. And it's like interesting because we worship those people that don't share what they have. And I think it's also life expectancy maybe wasn't that great because there was a very interesting view of life that is even inspiring for us, even though they're vicious headhunters. There's something in there. That's something I like about studying these cultures, that there's always some takeaway that you can get.
So many ways to live.
Yeah. Thanks.
Oh, it's too late.
Yeah. This map was made by this expedition. That's the best map of Borneo until satellites. It's crazy.
Hey, 19 meters.
Ja, die is boven denk ik.
Oh.
Dat is weer.
Wauw.
Zoals struikels. Voor hoe kan zeggen.
Oh, dat is niet aan.
Wow.
Ja, dit is echt
Did you guys figure out where this is? Like, where in the world?
Borneo.
Yeah, I heard the first time. Where is that?
Like near, like Indonesia kind of?
Yes.
Very Asian.
Yeah.
Wow.
Let
me see.
Quite small. Yeah. Just like that.
Borneo.
Corner. They have this specific type of lacquer that you can only see there.
They detail.
Yeah. Yeah. It's up the stairs and to the left.
Indonesia? Borneo?
Extremely.
It's a big island.
Yeah, I've had
Maybe
only
the
Sorry.
biggest.
3 in my.
So Borneo is the red one, right?
Yeah. It's a big island. Wow. Interesting.
I wonder if there's any modern version of this book.
Zoals vragen, volgens mij wel. Dat is natuurlijk meer jouw ding, hè?
Dat is meer.
Probably.
Ja.
Because
Ja, maar jammer.
anybody studying
Ja, nee, dat is waar.
Maar dat we even navragen.
you just saw that in there.
Ja, en ik zou vragen of die dus die ook. Volgens mij wel. Volgens mij heeft hij wel wat.
Ja, heb ik wel interesse.
Why is it so fragile?
Kijk, dan kan ik die er net van.
I wonder what this is.
Or like hold it in the middle and then left, right?
Double blade, like
Double
Like you
blade.
can punch and you can stab both ways, right? It looks like something you
Or
can
like
use to like
on
punch.
the side.
She's from Transylvania.
I think Dracula's mine.
Sort of. But it's white.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So they
right.
took the blood off.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Thank you.
Yeah.
Very thoughtful.
Happy birthday.
Thanks. Nice. You might wonder what this is. So some of my best friends I met in a student house, number 56, and we're still friends after like more than 25 years. And it was my bachelor party before I got married. One of my friends came with this. Okay, that's the same font as our house number. He's like, this is the house number. He stole it at 5 a.m. from the building, and we mounted it on this hardwood. and we never had any money back in the day, so we would have like €5 and it would be like 2 beers and some peanuts or something. And so it's funny to have it here, like this is where we came from, like no money, some stupid dreams that we never knew we were gonna make it. So, yeah. He's a painter now.
Painter.
He renovates old buildings. And when I picked up my most expensive sword was by Masamune, so the son of the one I had. And this thing was over $1 million. And I was a middleman, so this guy transfers the money to me, and I need to go and buy it. But if something happens, some really rich guy is really angry at me, or two. So I had to be very well insured, but the insurance said, you cannot do this alone, you have to have someone next to you. So I asked my friend, who's totally reliable. Then he's like, so do you know whose sword it was? Yeah, Tokugawa Ieyasu. He's like, who's that? Oh, that's the Shogun of Japan. Really? And every time he asked a question, he was really surprised, like, really? And how much is it? That much. And then at some point we were behind this truck with 6 new Mercedeses on this truck. He's like, yeah, I'm looking at this truck. And that piece of iron is worth more than the whole truck and all these cars combined. Like, yeah, that's true. It was so weird, also for me, because I've never had something that expensive in my hand. And I had to remind myself, keep reading, don't drop it, don't drop it, don't drop it. Like, don't be the first guy to destroy it, because it's expensive because it's perfect. And if you drop it and the tip is off, it's like half price. So then I owe someone $500,000, and I don't have $500,000. So that was really like sweaty palms, and not showing it to the guy I bought it from, because he needs to think I'm this big guy that does this every day, right? So I cannot pretend I cannot show that I'm that small. Because all his friends have 10 swords like that. So for him it's like, yeah, it's just a sword in the house. They live on a different level than we. So that was an interesting experience.
Peter, how did you start? What was your first thing you did, and you decided that this is the and
This
this
is
is
your-
for you,
yeah.
this is your future.
Yeah, so it started with, I did Chinese martial arts, and I was like, when I grow up I want one antique sword.
Like Kung Fu? Or,
Yeah. And I don't know where it is.
You lost your roots.
Yeah.
Just
Anyways,
misplaced.
that's
like a
sword
sword
that I
house.
also had at talk 2 days ago. And I was studying in China.
Like the second one? Yeah.
A little bit, yeah, that type. Yeah. And I was living in China, and then I was meeting with all these collectors, and I could buy more and more, and these were things that I bought for 80 euro or 100 euro. And then I set up my website, Mandarin Mansion, with the intention of just having stuff that you could find in the mansion of a Mandarin. And I had some people that bought a lot of stuff off my website. So at some point this was extra beer money, and I could buy some more stuff. So it slowly grew.
Oh.
And-
So you started as a collector?
Yeah, basically. And
When you were in China.
yeah.
And then you started Mandarin Mansion.
Yeah.
You put out some nice finds.
Hmm.
Started with some beer money, and then it grew.
Yeah,
And then here you are today.
yeah. And it took a long time, because the first 10 years it didn't look like it was going anywhere. So my ex-girlfriend was always like, hey, why don't you work more and go on the career ladder in my corporate job? And I was slowly dying in the office, like, oh, this is really not for me. And yeah, at some point it just picked up. I think, your network gets better, of course, over time. So for example, when I was there, I saw this 6,000 euro saddle. And I knew it was great, but I didn't have the money, I didn't have the contacts. These saddles are now 300,000, so I should have bought it. But you're looking at it and you're like, no, not for me. And then 5 years later, that thing.
Yeah.
So I had a
Then
lot
it's
of,
like picking stock, I feel,
Yeah.
and then see which one the price will
decision,
rise.
though,
Yeah.
the decision must be crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
decisions.
yeah, in the beginning it was really, I didn't really know what I was doing yet. And yeah, it took a long time. And at some point I was really tired of my job. This was now 10 years ago. And I told my wife, like, hey, what do you think if I just quit working for half a year and then play with my swords, and then maybe I'll look for a job? She's like, sure. And we have a deal that we always pay half-half. So she's quite independent, and also I take stupid risks with weird amounts. So we don't want my bankruptcy to rub off on her. So our finances are strictly separate. So she said, as long as you keep paying 50% of everything, I won't ask you any difficult questions. And then after that year, I made a little bit more than in the office. No boss, and I was like, okay, this is good. This is
going somewhere.
Yeah. And the first month I only made 300 euros, so I was worried, like, okay, this is. But once I put full-time effort in it, it quickly grew. And, yeah, that was cool.
I'm so
What
glad.
year was that?
2017, I think, 2016. Yeah. Yeah, and then my mentor, he's a really nice guy. he had a top-notch collection of Chinese swords, and he started to consign them to me. And he didn't need to do it; he could sell them himself. But it was really to give me kind of a head start. And then I got known for, wow, this guy has really good quality. And also interesting, a lot of the swords I bought in China and sold, later my Chinese contacts called me like, do you still know where it is? Because I want it back, because now the prices in China went up. So some of this stuff I sold twice for a profit. So first to the Western world and then back to China.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was also really interesting.
It's really interesting. Yes,
Yeah.
now the Chinese want it back. They want to buy it.
Yeah.
They have the money for it.
Yeah, because when I was there,
I'm saying.
almost nobody was interested in
Yes,
jeeps.
and they were like, oh, just
Yeah.
take it. Oh,
It's just
just take
old-
it.
old
This
stuff.
old thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
just take it. And then,
Yeah, they were obsessed with progress.
And
They
then-
wanted new stuff.
yeah.
And at some point they started to turn around and look back.
Yes.
Backwards.
How do you market?
Market.
How do you do marketing?
Here comes the Chinese archery program.
Yeah. I've always relied on my website, because if you go through a platform, it's a risk, because rules change all the time, and maybe one day they say no weapons, and also they take a big chunk of your money, and you don't really get to know your customers either. They just click something and buy. So I've always relied on just manualmensch.com. If you want something, email me. So I know my customers, I have their names, everything. And I'm now at a point that about 7,000 people per month just type in manualmensch.com instead of eBay.com. So it's not even in the Google results, it's just the name. But it's after 20 years. So
Yeah.
it didn't start out like that.
Yeah.
So in the beginning it was really hard, but now I write a lot. And a lot of my stuff is just used in articles and things, and then it points back to me, and that really helps.
You use knowledge to point back.
Yeah. And I have a lot of friends, for example, in museums, curators. We exchange a lot of information. And museums often get collectors like, hey, do you know a good dealer? And more are pointing towards me. And then when a museum says he's a good dealer, it's beyond doubt that you're an okay guy. So that also really helps to network. And first, it's not about money, it's just about shared passion. And then once you're friends on that level, then you can do deals. So,
What's the connection with you and CAP, our Chinese archery program?
He started it in the U.S.
How did it happen? How did you meet? How did it happen?
Yeah, so we were a small bunch of people online that met we're all obsessed with Chinese archery through Stephen Selby.
Yes,
He did some groundwork, he did some translations of stuff, and at some point he kind of retired, didn't do much work anymore.
Yes.
And I was really interested in the Qing Dynasty, first from the sword perspective, but then from the bows, like that one is an old one.
Right.
And everybody said it was a bad bow, and I was like, it can't be a bad bow if you look at their history. They expanded China to 3 times the size it was. They had access to cannons to the missionaries, but they chose not to switch. While everybody else switched, samurai switched, the Mongols even switched, they didn't. If it's such a bad bow, why didn't they switch? And why didn't they lose? So there must be something to it, but nobody made them anymore. So then I took just a glass fiber bow and we put bigger ears on it. And I started to go through these old texts and do some of my own translation work. And Justin was doing the same with Gao Ying, so we exchanged a lot of info, like back muscles and how things worked, and we were comparing pictures of different cultures. And then at some point, we had the idea of making a Chinese archery program. And I was going to do a Manchu program, he's going to do a Ming thing. And then I got caught up in this kind of work. And,
Thank God.
yeah.
I was always wondering about the Chinese archery program picture. There is both.
Yeah.
There is a Ming and there is the,
Yeah.
the Manchu. So maybe you're the
Yeah.
one that was supposed to also bring in
Yeah.
Manchu.
Yeah, I did some teaching for a couple of years, but at some point I was so out of practice, I felt like, now I cannot teach people if I can't shoot better than them. So I'm like, either you're gonna put a lot of effort in it and then teach again, or drop it for a while. So I'm in the drop it for a while phase now. But after this weekend, I'm like, it's actually really quite nice here. So, and then we have a big garden now, which we've never had, so I'm gonna put up a target and maybe I'll get myself back in
You
shape.
never know.
Yeah, because there's a lot of things about my release that I'm not happy about, and if I'm not happy about it, how can I convey how to do it to someone confidently?
I understand, yeah.
We can still expand.
You met Cuckoo before you started CAP, or
Who's Cuckoo?
You can explain it.
Let me see. Cap is now 10 years.
Kuku is one of the last Manchu archers in China.
Oh, the lady in Singapore?
So,
Maybe.
was last year.
And he visited her and talked about Manchu
Yeah, the
archers.
lady in Singapore.
Oh
I think
yeah.
it was 2013 or 14.
Okay, it was after Cuckoo then. Yeah. So I met her in 2012.
You know, 2014.
Was it in Singapore, as you said?
Yeah. Yeah, that was interesting. Yeah. Yeah, very proud old lady. Really strong. She was quite small, but wide shoulders. And then when I read about her track record, like wrestling champion of China, and archery gold medal, and her dad was he was the physician and imperial guard of Puyi, the last emperor.
Okay.
So he was trained in the full spectrum of both pro-health and anti-health. So all these guards were somehow trained as doctors to
Yeah.
help him with medical stuff,
Yeah.
but also to reduce the health of people that wanted to hurt him. So it was
Wow.
always like a balance. You know how to break someone or how to make them better.
Okay.
Yeah, quite interesting how that worked. So she did some old Manchurian traditional bone setting. That was her. She had a practice in Singapore that still did that part because her dad also said a lot of our family secrets are not relevant anymore today with firearms and stuff. So he only taught her a couple of things like wrestling and archery that he thought would have a sport future, but also not all the defined stuff. So she was, I think, like maybe 60% trained Manchu archer, but still much better than nothing at all. So at least there's one line to the old stuff.
How old she was when you met her?
I think in her 80s or early 90s, really old.
So she wasn't shooting.
No, she didn't shoot anymore for 30 years, she said. At some point she had to flee Shanghai, but there's always been these flares that they suddenly hate Manchus again, and she was from a prominent family, so she couldn't hide like most of them. So she eventually fled, but I think afterwards her dad was reinstated as a national hero or something, and then things were safer.
Yes, it happened.
Yeah, it's like goes like, oh, he's bad, he's evil, like Nazi, and then
Yeah,
oh,
yeah,
he's
yeah,
our
yeah,
hero.
yeah,
And then-
yes.
yeah.
Yes, that happens.
Yeah, because he did a lot for the development of modern wushu as well. Because he wanted these arts to have a future in a modern day. So he was in all these wushu committees, this Goshu movement. So later he was hailed for that role. he had.
Yeah.
Was he in the first Goshuguan period in the Republic era? His father, I mean. Father.
Yeah, and he was quite old when he got hurt. So yeah, he lived in Puyi's time. Yeah. I think he was 60 or something when the wife gave birth to her. And the second wife also. He was quite old. Like Mick Jagger, like a martial arts Mick Jagger. Yeah, he has a book, Chinese Wrestling, which is interesting because there's all these training methods that's also good for archery. Yeah, all the strength training things.
What does his her father name?
What's the name of it? Zhong. Let me see.
Get out of his chair.
Damn. Chad, look at all this. This is spectacular. Wow, that's Manchurian language. My people's language, I can't even read it. Look at all those arrows. Wow. I'm freezing though, but it has to be a certain temperature in here in order for things to not break, I suppose. Wow. Oh my god, look at these modern books. Chat, this is insane. This is a dream for any history lovers. I'm like okay on history, but look here. These are rabbit hunting arrows. Those are blunts. These arrows are made by Hulei in China. Traditional Chinese Qing Manchu arrows. What is that? Chat, I'm geeking out so much. This is insane. Look here. More arrows. Oh wow. Look at these arrowheads. Oh, that's another bow. hornbow. There's a horn on this side and then sinew on the other side to make it hard on one side and very flexible on the other side. Wow. You know, he let me try his bow the other day. I almost broke it. That's a hornbow. Manchurian Qing hornbow. Wow. Fascinating. Fascinating.
So this is so cool. This is 1722. This is an imperial archer of the Kangxi Guard. And
Wow! Look
What?
at that.
yeah. And this is one of the 2 schools, 3 actually, in Manchuria. So you have one that does this like Turkish, Qianlong did that. Then there's one that ends like this, and there's one that ends like that. And what happens after this doesn't really matter, but I think it's just some way of, in your mind, to help with the expansion. That you think you have to go there, so you also expand here. I think it was some sort of trick.
Stephen Selby, I think, is doing this.
Yeah, yeah. You see Qianlong also released like that, like really like Turkish almost. And he was an eclectic guy, so who knows? He may have learned from Turkish archers. He had an arms collection with tartar blows and all kinds of stuff. So this is a first mirror. This is some of the finest painting that I've ever seen.
When I came out, I was like, I don't need the t-shirt or jacket. I'll be fine. And now I'm freezing. Of course I am.
These are all imams.
These are only mommy.
Yeah. And he liked birds and flowers. He did some stuff for the World Exposition, but also when they built the Eiffel Tower. Some of his artwork was presented in Paris. And this is a mirror case. So they had European mirrors were very expensive and prized possessions, and they would put them in the case. What is funny here is that this is not a mirror, but this is a page from the Book of Kings, and it's upside down. So a Western guy put it in there to make it look more interesting. So this is some dealer, probably 19th or early 20th century, but it's also a very good calligraphy. So even this paper would have been really expensive back in the day. But it's funny that it's upside down.
So why is there a chain?
Yeah, this is my mom's. My mom, she passed away and she loved birds, so I keep her little chain in here. Some sentimental value. Yeah, I did it at an art show and nobody bought it, and I was like, you guys don't deserve it, I'm gonna keep it.
Detail is great.
Yeah.
It's very nice.
Yeah, both sides.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very nice. Under magnification you see more details even.
It is a lot of details.
Yeah.
The painting almost looks printed.
Yeah. If you get this. Like the details never stop. If you look at the leaves or the feathers.
New brush. New brush, understand? New brush, understand?
Looking at it, you know what? I'm not gonna sell it anymore. I really like it.
That's another hard part. If you fall in love with the piece, you cannot.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
These are also interesting. This is pistols from the around 1800, and these barrels are from Sri Lanka. And Sri Lankan people never make pistols, so they do make really long guns, and they make them very well. And this is made to be a pistol barrel, so it's a special order for a Dutch officer, I think. And the rest is made in Belgium.
So it's Belgium and Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
It's just this old book sitting here.
Around that time, Napoleon invaded Holland, and we gave up the colony to the British. And that's when a lot of Dutch officers would go home. So I think that's when he ordered this, and then went home and then had the rest made. Can I
have a feel of how heavy it is?
Yeah.
I have a replica. I would like to know how heavy it is.
This is typical, like the pirate swords, pirate guns. They would have many of them because it's single shot. So after you shoot, it takes a long time to load. So these pirates would have 8 of them. Like shoot and throw away, shoot, throw away.
Is it wood or horn?
This is horn, the end.
Oh, okay.
You're not cold, Rob?
No.
Wow.
I'm Dutch.
It comes with the territory.
After a while, it's getting.
That's with all pistols.
I also have the sword of Black Pete. Where is it? Black Pete. You know Black Pete from the controversial tradition we have?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about. I've never heard of it.
Let me see if I can find it.
Must be there somewhere.
I want to know the story of this thing. A very strange sword. Yes.
I'll send in there.
Yes.
Okay.
That you're a bit far. Go closer.
I should shoot the eye. Otherwise, it just ping. You want a picture?
I mostly want to hold it.
It's pirate sword.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'll show you. In the 17th century, we had a bit of an issue with pirates in the Mediterranean Sea, and they would kidnap Europeans because Europeans were very expensive on this Arabic slave market. Especially people with white skin and red hair were very popular. So at some point, one of these pirate ships went all the way around Spain into Ireland and kidnapped an entire village. 200 people, nobody's ever seen again. They're all sold on the slave market. So then the Dutch, we sent 2 of our naval heroes, Tromp and de Ruyter, to punish the pirates. And they did. And both of them took a sword from a pirate leader, and they're both in our Rijksmuseum in Amsterdam.
Trump did a lot of things before he became a president.
He did, yeah. Let me see.
Yeah, he's that old, yeah.
So he's in the Rijksmuseum. This was captured by Michiel de Ruyter, and this one was captured by Cornelis Tromp. And the third one is here. So it must have been from those campaigns as well. And it's interesting because we had this tradition that we would dress up in blackface with golden earrings and scare kids and throw presents. And at some point there was this big controversy that we did it because it was racist and everything. The thing is, the Black Pete, that were these guys. So they were Moors, they were black, and at some point they had south of Spain was theirs. And then parents would say, if you don't behave, black people come and take you to Spain.
Yeah.
So it was a threat to kids, like behave or else. And then later they got Santa Claus involved. So now it was Santa Claus and the Black Pete's, and everything became a little bit more friendly because it was not done to scare kids to that extent. But it was basically
I know, this is so sick. Hi, by the way, welcome to chat.
So this is the sort of the original Black Pete.
Wow.
Yeah.
So actually, it's because they were Moors,
Yeah.
right? They took over Spain, they became strong, and they also were pirates.
Yeah. And
And they like fair skin with red hair
Yeah.
for slaves.
yeah, they were very expensive on the market.
It's interesting that the shape of the blade is very close to the one on a carabella, like a Polish carabella. It has
Yeah.
like the same,
Yeah.
like even the grooves and the...
Are these words?
No, they're like quasi-European looking symbols. I think this is a local blade, which is a copy of the one sold from Genoa. That's one from Genoa, late 16th century. And it's also probably captured by the Dutch.
But we were also always so nice.
Yeah, and then they changed the hilt.
Chat, this is
into a
pirate
Moorish
sword.
hat, so this is the people they took it from, basically, with the turban.
They wore turbans.
Oh wow.
Yeah, some of them.
Hey.
That's a phobia. You said that's a bulky?
No, this is the real deal. So this is a late 16th century blade with a Dutch early 17th century hilt. So it was probably like that when they got it, and then they changed it because it was cool. Because if you have it on your belt, people are like, what's that? Oh, this is the Moors that we defeated back then, and I took the sword. So it's kind of a conversation piece among the people. We also had very nice pistols made in Maastricht with Moors heads at the time. So people just wanted to show off that they had something to do with fighting the pirates. So they had pirate stuff on their swords. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Like an achievement.
Yeah, fighting the pirates. So they had pirate stuff on their